Yeah, the way they were calling yesterday, Caden had this team working yesterday, just had that like little vibe to it of old school heroic. So maybe he's got something cooking. Maybe this Astralis team is pulling it together. Regardless, they got a big build up into the MRQ next week.
Well, here's Astralis waiting down inside of the lower tunnels, getting taken out by Stown. The swing of the Julies. Maka somehow not getting anything done. He actually did some damage on the Stown. Ster will finish him off, and Device making sure that the Glock works for Astralis to draw the numbers even. Now the leap into the B-bomb site comes through. The bomb firing its way out into the top boxes, but Maka making sure those Jewel Berettas sing at range. Cadian down, and so is the bomb. And now Device is separated from Ster. He's stuck in middle, and they've got to still track back to the tunnels to get that bomb back. And 3D Max realized that, so they move in. Gravity and Maka now have a really strong position that makes this almost impossible for the likes of Device to pull off the 1v3. Now Body waiting to the left side. Oh my god, he's gonna try a knife, and eventually decides the P2K is the better option.
Fair play, good call. But I like the attempt at it. Some extra bonus money.
Like I could hear
I had that same sense. I was like, I might actually just be doing Australian slang right now.
Here goes Yabby out to the blue box. Gravity looking to pin him in, and oh, it's coming through, but Yabby still standing strong. Had an opportunity to get away with a kill, but couldn't quite capitalize. Here goes Ster through mid doors. He's got some space to play with. He's going to smoke out the CT cross. His teammates coming in behind it.
That's what I liked watching yesterday from Astralis, the proactive lurking away from the action. Ster's got a leg on this, but all the rotation is here.
Here they come, right up towards the top of the B ramp, but Lucky combining with Body and now coming through the CT smoke. Device gets a double over the top. Device eradicates them all.
And he just shakes his head and shrugs it off like, all right, if you're going to miss those shots, I'll be glad to take your head off the top of the box. A strong position for Exercise boosted up on the blue bin. They're waiting for Device. There's no flashbang for long, so it's going to be dry walking into an angle. And Exercise has a chance to shut this down.
He's up on top of blue, but he's been spotted and now getting swung on. Astralis do very well not to lose a player there. Exercise doing a lot of damage, but Astralis maintain the advantage at the 35-second mark in the round. They reposition up to short. Maka looking to pick them off. It's Cadian going down first, Ster fighting back, and that bomb is still outside Longhouse.
And now it's alone. There's actually nobody with the bomb. Stown's going to try and make its way up with low HP. Oh, if Body gets the kill long,
they can't get it.
This is over. Surely. As long as he doesn't beat Catwalk, but he might have to. Stown has taken this pacing very nicely, so Body's forced into action.
Well, he's still doing very well. He's still alive. That's the bomb. He's putting pressure on it. If it goes down, it's all over, and it might still be. No time.
It's done.
It's done. Stown takes a little bit too long, not really in the position to win the round here, Astralis, and they will just try and hang on to the two safe weapons here, M4, AK rather, and AWP, but that's going to be a frustrating round to let go if you're Astralis.
And depending on the pacing of this split, the Catwalk is forced to be aggressive.
Comes the push into middle. Yabby, good for one. Ster also following up here for Astralis. 50 seconds left on the clock, and they're still committed to long. They leave Yabby to lurk and cause problems and distractions, or they can start to move out, and the eyes of Maka are watching this long play forward. Yabby's about to get clear from the tunnel push from Lucky.
No more utility.
More pressure on Astralis to make the crossover, and Maka will guarantee that kill. With no util putting him under pressure, it's easy for the AWPer, and he goes into the repeat. This time, Device is waiting. Bomb plant's coming in, and Device is getting impact out of this AWP, but he misses on the third time Lucky. It's down to Cadian, and he sits in the middle of the site, and Lucky nails the headshot. 3D Max pick it up, down in the 1v1. Body pushing all the way through the tunnels. Good positioning from Yabby, and very lucky in the end to actually get away with that pick on the Deagle. Looked like Yabby was about to have a disaster class there, but able to control himself. And the opening pick goes the way of Astralis, but they realize they've lost tunnels. They realize that they have very little space to play with in this round. They're going to try and take long control now as they move forward into that. The bomb is coming back to join Device and Yabby, and they would have to retake tunnels where currently there are 2 players in 3D Max. And 3Max might just push into them. They're just going to walk into them. This might give Astralis a chance, but Yabby, he goes down, and they call it off after the initial pick.
Yeah, good way to find an equalizer and good composure to just back away from. A little bit risky for Gravity going through middle. It's going to be clear for him. So Exercise backs away. Defensive smoke being deployed as he knows the smoke for the cross is already up. But actually, he's not aware of the space that Stown has taken until just now. Gravity spots it out. They realize one is much closer than they expected, and the bomb is now in the B site.
Yeah, it just pushes through. Great distraction setup for Astralis, pulls those French players off the B bomb site, and opens up a plant. Already, this is a good scenario for Astralis, who didn't fully invest into this round.
Stairs way back in T-spawn still. He's going to be late getting into this party unless 3D Max stall this out a little longer.
Well, there might just be an aggressive maneuver being set up here. Cadian waiting to flash Device through that window, but Device got in a fight a little bit earlier than he would have liked. And now he's blind. He looks up to the window. Here comes the AWP into the site. Another kill from Device. Cadian stepping up, and now a 2v2 to try and close it out. And they've arrived. Stairs back. Here's the deke. Needed the body shot and just couldn't connect it onto Exorcise, who gets to the defuse in the nick of time. 3D Max pull it off and continue their run of rounds. Not able to make the most of it and decides to fall away.
It's really early pressure up catwalk as well. That's Stair and Cadian who made that run all the way up.
He's pushing down into the tunnels already. Yabby just holding for this aggressive maneuver. Nate goes in, push forward. Gravity gets Yabby down to 7 HP. But Yabby gets the opening kill in back-to-back rounds.
It's a cool idea, though. They obviously had the read. He was there. Might have saw him slip into the position. Exercise taking a big risk. Actually, both 3D Max players taking a big risk. And I don't think you clear this spot when the smoke fades. I think Stair's set up for 2 easy kills. Maybe even 3.
There's a headshot coming in, but couldn't quite transfer off to the second. Device now waiting for that repeat, but it's not happening. Here comes Astralis to try and finish on the B bomb site. Lucky secondary op, burning and under pressure into the open. And they have done a fantastic job of keeping this one clean for Astralis, ripping the op out of the hands of the B bomb site player, leaving Maka to save on the other side of the map.
And there's that Astralis we saw yesterday. I mean, you have one player on catwalk taking the attention, throwing out utility. The action, the main thrust of it is away from that attention. 3D Max get a little bit schooled after that B push, and I think that's maybe why Cadian shifts into the call. Says, okay, one of your B defenders pushed and died. We'll attack this bomb site. It'll be weak late. Force some rotations, only be one defender there. Good calling from Cadian. Then Maka desperately trying to save the op. It'd be the only weapon they have, and he's already tagged up.
Yeah, Dink. Now Cadian's running after him, jumping around the corner. Rips his head off with the AK-47. So, you know, you mentioned it yesterday, actually, with Astralis, who love to go for the double-out setup on the CT side of Dust 2. We've seen Device and Cadian rocking that.
So far, so good. Here's the swing out towards long, and Stown bails from the fight.
You see how rapidly and intensely he was calling that. Oh, he spotted 3 players, and Maka ripping the head off Yabby. It's a good start here for 3 Max's force buy.
Now, due to the information at long, you've pushed catwalk quickly, but a
dink as well.
An immediate dink is going to really temper this attack. Stair doesn't want anything to do with it.
Gravity at least connected onto by the grenade of Cadian.
Yeah, but look at the pistols. The pistols are controlling all these fights. Even Stown is really nervous about them pushing into his position.
You see how jittery Astralis are. Cadian trying to make a move to make them feel a little bit more comfortable as he slowly pushes up short, closer and closer to the A bomb site. Lucky waiting at long side, but look how deep Cadian has got. Undetected. He's creeping up right to the bomb site, but if he checks Goose, he might expose himself here. He's got a good angle, but body just rips his head off with a P250. 40 seconds left. Stown still stuck at long and loses the fight to the 5-7.
You have the B bomb site, though. Device is inside the B bomb site. If you're Stair, you just have to knife out, run, and hope and pray that nobody's in middle, but you've lost your time on that.
To push him.
They're going to push him. No scope is there. Bomb spotted, though, and now he's surely going to be boxed in. Device might find a way out. Stair's got to book it. 20 seconds.
Smoke goes down on CT cross. That should hold them back. Exercise. Oh, he's got it. He's got the position. Here's the steps, but Stair hurt him. And now Exercise holding the tunnels. It's chaos. Bombs down. Device nowhere near it. And Astralis are going to lose to the force buy. Oh, it's disastrous. They never felt comfortable at any point in this round. At least Device gets the AK into the next one, but that was their window. That was their chance back into this first half, but they do fumble it. Look at Lucky. I love how 3D Max play so aggressively over towards the tunnels.
Constantly aggressive. Oh, we've seen some of the pushes in the mid round and even a little delayed. And then you have 2 players in lower as well that are there to help out. Good battle. Stare might have seen
I think he's seen him.
He might have seen his legs, but now a crossfire in upper. Oh, this can be so brutal. Flashbang, that hurts.
It blinds everybody.
5 bullets, he goes down. But there's one more.
Yeah,
and
Device.
yeah, they saw him earlier.
Yeah, great. Oh, my shot though. Cadian's gonna nail it, but Device goes down. Body does very well to get a headshot off there before he dies. And so it keeps it at a 2v2.
And it keeps it as a 2v2, and if you're 3D Max, you have 10 times more information than Astralis. They have no idea where you are on the map. You've spotted the bomb on the back of Cadian, who's got 2 kills. You know they're in tunnels. So Maka's outside B, and Exercise has a filthy timing on this flank.
Here he comes around the back. Stown committing to the plant. Now he's out of commission for the next few seconds here. Bomb planted. Cadian with eyes on the double doors. Misses the shot. And now Exercise knows he's got to deal with the player at the car. You don't re-peek at the door until Exercise makes his next move. They know the planter is still committed to the bomb site. And Exercise trying to bait Cadian forward, but he hits the shot on the doors. And Exercise could never find a comfortable spot to actually round and take that fighter car.
Look, it's nice they won the previous one, but you're going back and forth with a bare minimum losing bonus now, which kind of sucks in about every single way.
Yeah, Astralis have actually just got themselves out of the woods, it feels like. 5 rounds to be collected at this half, most likely now as Device gets the opening pick. Maka to go down that 5-7. Stown is having nightmares dealing with pistols alongside, but here comes Astralis, speeding up with a pack mentality at short, and that grenade definitely softens them up. Makes them a lot more susceptible to going down to some of these weaker weapons. Smoke to confirm the plant safely. Cadian's going to put it down. And here come the 5-7s. More damage done. Lucky connecting. 3v3. And they still have an AK to play with here, 3D Max as well. This could get out of hand for Astralis. Cadian only getting 1 pick. It's still even on the numbers. Bomb is planted for short, though. And that is the one saving grace here for Device and Stare. And Stare's rifle makes it work onto both. So Astralis do take 4 and survive the scare of the pistols this time.
Yeah, but Astralis just can't have a stress-free like anti-low buy, can they? Everything has to be a challenge. Everything's work. Astralis have done just enough. Battered for most of this half, but that one reset is what they needed.
Exercise through the back. Deep to the back of the head is Stare. Yabby making sure it's a quick trade. And he'll dive down into pit. So smoke blows open. Stown's given another kill. Maka made a quick work off. Astralis have the space at long. Device got to get boosted up and clear over the smoke. Not seeing anybody from 3D Max swinging just yet. Good flash. Device blinded, gets his eyes back up on that upper bomb side, but Body's Deagle rings out with another kill here. Yeah, you're right. Astralis can never have a stress-free round, even in this kind of scenario.
This one isn't stressful just yet. And
no, it's okay.
That one's fine, but yeah, it was working in that same direction, wasn't it? Lucky's going to be alone with his MP9, looking at the smoke wall. So Astralis do get up to 5. One's flanking him out on Catwalk, so Lucky, there's just nothing you can do to win this round.
No, and that Catwalk player now. Yeah. Around the back, Cadian secures the 5th round here for Astralis. Just in front of it. Sees the smoke coming into that CT cross. Stown passing information over. Gravity's dropped down, so Stown takes a few steps back to play from long, and they'll play A on the retake setup. Now, there's no kit available on the CT side at the moment, so they've got to be quite quick in terms of getting this retake going. Fight's gonna go down here. Device versus Lucky in mid.
If Lucky takes down Device and takes out an element of the flank, that's a really strong position now for 3D Max. You now have no one coming up Catwalk.
Yeah, it feels hard to get into this round for Astralis. They didn't challenge for a pick early when the site take was coming in, and you have no kit, you have no utility to get back in this retake, and the kills are going against them. So this pistol's over, and a knife kill. Oh my god, he just ran in and knifed him.
Hell yeah, he did.
I like that.
Yeah. You better hit some amazing USB shots.
Yeah, especially when you don't challenge for when the short play's coming in, and you don't even get a pick that gives you a small advantage. Body running down into lower tunnels. Yabby's aggressive play works out though, and he doesn't get away, but Cadian does. Yabby's still hanging around.
Are they still aware? Yes, Maka is aware of the possibility, but they haven't found him yet, so this is going to need some time off the clock and also a little bit of chaos.
They walk right past him. Yabby sticks around. Does he go back into the upper tunnel?
He thinks they're still in middle. He thinks they're still in middle.
But his teammates get the information that they're not because they're peeking through the mid doors. So he can start to play into the tunnels. Here's Device trying to hold, but Yabby's missed the perfect timing, but he can still make this effective. Runs around the back, low HP right in front of him. He shreds two. And Astralis now have a two-man advantage thanks to Yabby. He can still go against him as Exercise his AK-47 runs out of ammo, and it is the peak from Cadian to confirm the 6th round for Astralis. It's all over the place, but Yabby, Exercise, has himself a scout, and he's having a game. 19-9.
There's a lot of hype about him. I mean, at least internally within 3D Max. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily caught.
His teammates love him.
Yeah, no, his teammate. Well, they're talking him up like one of the big things. Like they just say he's incredible. He's one of the next star. He's one of the big star players. And there's a nice pick for his resume.
Yeah, that's going to open things up completely. They start to flood in. Device holding down, but Gravity's got the pick back on the Tech 9.
Oh my.
A dink on the stair. Oh, Astralis. Oh, it's getting rough again. 3D Max opened up by the scout of Exercise. Bomb is coming down. Cadian's now trying to nip in back with this AK-47 on ramp. Yabby's rotation might have arrived just in time to combine with Stair. Here's the mid flank from Maka, looking to be a nuisance. Doesn't really have the weapon for a long-range fight, which puts it on. Oh my god, the Tech 9 in the 1v1 and another one. Another loss, another heartbreaking round loss for Astralis. And no one challenging. Astralis are more committed deep long at the moment. Cadian's going to hear the steps, of course, and that's going to draw Stown back, and he's just going to land a banger with a deagle here. He's got some help. Stars out to the right side. Maka getting caught. Okay, Stown is landing bangers, and suddenly Astralis have a shot at winning this round. Stown is just on another level with a deagle in this round. 3 kills in a flash, and Cadian's USP, Kevlar, turns out that's the play.
Yeah, there's that armor coming into effect. Survives the fight, gets the kill. What a round from Stair. The drop down from 3D Max, and they just get wrecked.
Yeah, Stown just landing everything.
Well, 2 players shift back from long, and they're ready for this fight on the drop. They're not even worried about the bomb site, right? They're just focused completely on the drop play. Cadian hears the sound cue of the ankles breaking on the fall to a ramp. For a team and organization like Astralis that's missed 4 majors in a row, hasn't been to a major since Antwerp.
Not a whole lot of investment around like this for 3D Max, less than perhaps anticipated. Deagle on a P250. They're going to try and overwhelm the B bomb site defender and Yabby to try and get a plant out of it, but Yabby's got some help. He's got Cadian at... Oh my god, there's no way. Astralis, no way. You can't let this one go. Bomb plant is huge. This is a win in 3D Max's eyes already. They had barely any investment, but they have a shot at winning this because they have got recovered weapons off the ground. AK in the hands of Body. Lucky with a Galil. Device is coming through tunnels late, but he's currently still smoked. And does Body want to get aggressive? He's waiting for the perfect timing to go through that window as the high health player. He's got to win this. He's been spotted. Stown now with eyes on him. Body could still do this. It's difficult, but he could still pull it off. Over the top, headshot in, and he gets away. This could be Astralis losing Dust 2 in a round like this. That is not a stick, and there's no more time. Device isn't holding it. Device gets the kill, but the round is conceded, and we're talking 1 deagle, 1 P250, and they lose the round. Catwalk execute about to go down. Body with the smokes, Exercise about to line up the flashes, and here comes the pop. Can Astralis hold on? Who will 3D Max be closing out Dust 2, 13-7. Stown out from Goose, sticks his neck on the line. And he's got himself 1 pick before being traded out by Gravity. So bomb plants coming in. Astralis have to 3v4 retake this.
And there's a lurk over in middle. Lucky's in such a strong position. Yabby looks like he wants to come towards Xbox. That would likely be to his death. There's even going to be a crossfire. Second player, Maka, will be above him.
Oh, Lucky timing to look away. Not living up to his name at all. Mac is committed short. This AWP looking for the close shot. Light shot landed. He's taken out by Yabby. Now it's all on Gravity and Exercise to close it out. Rapidly racing back into the round, but it's 13-7 on the close. 3D Max win a map that is littered with force buy wins and losses, but Astralis unable to take any of their opportunities.
Maybe Shadow Daggers. What the fuck is this? Nah, man. sir. That's my style.
So we'll see what they can do here against Astralis. It looked like on Dust 2 to me that they had some really good prep work of knowledge of how Astralis was going to move around the map. So if they come into Ancient with something similar, I'm a little bit worried for this Astralis side. Exercise on the jump up, going to get contact. B is a retake passive setup from the defense. Gravity's going to be smoked off. Blind shots don't land. Bomb should get planted. And then Astralis has to try and hang on. They will not have cave control.
Mac is on a quick flank, but Yabby actually turned back to, or rather, Device has turned back to watch for it. Mac is now not really able to make this happen, so now he's being pushed and repelled and forced away. Astralis pushing after him. Stown's going to get that pick, so 3v4 Astralis in the post plant, but they don't have the bomb down, so that's a big problem. So they're now moving through Donut. We've got Stair already trying to take space on H, get that bomb out of there, and Stown has actually got himself a headshot on Exercise, so they reopen the chance for the plant again.
This is the same pistol round Astralis did yesterday against FaZe. They rushed the V bomb site, got in, the bomb plant got canceled, they backed out, and they tried to re-aggress upon it. They're just doing everything all over again. Deep nade, good nade onto body, and it's going to set up this long flank from Stair, which 3D Max just does not expect, and Astralis is waiting for it to get in the perfect position.
Stair is still creeping in behind, silently slinking his way behind body, and he's got that pick. Now into the site. Maybe they can finally plant the bomb. Here goes Cadian down on default. Gravity's got closer, and the headshot landed for Stown, and he comes back to the angle, but Lucky on the peek out with the Julies has got himself in a real difficult clutch. He's sandwiched between Cadian and Stair out to the left side. And Lucky moves into the open. Cadian just takes his time to line up that headshot and close the pistol round in favor of Astralis.
Within these next few events leading into the major, 3D Max starting in stage 2 of the major due to their VRS ranking. Good opening kill for Yabby, but Exercise is still here and trying to hang on. He's traded off in a 1-for-1, and all of a sudden 3D Max has to scramble to cover the A-bomb site.
Body diving out of Temple into the crosshair of Stair. No problem for Stair at that kind of range in that fight. 3D Max not really ever in a competitive position in this round, so they're saving on the other side of the map. Astralis are going to go 3-0 up, and already it feels more comfortable than it ever felt on Dust 2.
Yeah, it really did. That's a nice first gun round and a nice job to start this half. I think a lot of it, I think if I'm honest with you, I think the call from 3D Max to push in towards A main, one of the strengths we saw from Astralis yesterday was, and what's given me like the heroic-esque deja vu vibes, is kind of their ability to apply pressure on one side and attack the other side at the same time. They have like these 1-2-man units, one applying pressure, one being the aggressor.
And now it's just one rifle for 3D Max, everybody else on pistols. Mac getting to wield that one rifle, and he's doing it. It's a pretty devastating effect. He stops Stair from coming out of the elbow successfully, so an advantage collected for 3D Max. The reaction here from Astralis is to try and apply some pressure up the B ramp, and a great flashbang from Yabby over the top cancels out any success Lucky might have had.
That's the bomb.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Exercise combining, but Device around the back.
Whoops.
Not a great grenade, but he made up with it for the double kill. Still a little scary at the moment. You've got an AK in the hands of Exorcist who just come around the back, and Stown wasn't looking the right way. So suddenly Cadian and Device left in a 2v2, and they're separated. They're unable to play together.
Hasn't reloaded though. Gets a dink with the 5-7. Now Cadian knows where the last player is. Bomb's still down at the base of ramp, and Gravity's picked up an AK-47. 1v2, he's got armor and he's got a smoke.
The bomb is in his possession at the moment. They're pushing together. There's the low HP of Cadian gone, and Device had to save the day. So a 3K in the round for Device. And that was really what spurred them on to a good first half. There was another, that felt like that could have been a similar scenario to yesterday.
I think he won a 1v2 and a 1v3 in the next round as well, so he got them started really nicely against FaZe. Done it again here with that clutch, saving the day. Gravity finds an opening kill with this push, but meanwhile the B bomb site being wrapped around. However, nobody wants to come out. Nobody wants to play just yet. They realize the defense towards ramp might be a little bit tough to break through, so Astralis hits the pause.
He's got to be aware that he hasn't fully cleared it, but he's just going to take the A space instead
and
in a
body,
trade position.
Yeah, Body's taking the space towards middle. If he goes all the way to elbow, he could actually shut this bomb down.
No way.
But they're going to get the donut way too quick.
Yeah, okay.
Hustling. Okay, so Astralis worked themselves out of the danger.
But he gets the info at least. He hears them sprinting, but he's not really in a position to challenge much. But his teammate's successful on the other side of the map. Gravity taking Stare down. Bomb plant here for Astralis and a 3v4 post plant.
Yeah, but where do they set up? Okay, you're exposed to A main, so Body's got one. Now Donut and inside the bomb site. Device in an impossible situation.
Well, Device looking for impact again here for a squad to keep this start going. 2 players coming towards CT spawn. Grenade goes in. Now it's a 1v1 fight, but Device loses it, leaving it on Yabby with a MAC-10.
The MAC-10.
Yeah, this isn't the weapon for the job, but let's see if Yabby can make it work. Exercise can defuse, protected by the corner, and so that defuse would always have been difficult to stop, and Yabby falls regardless. So 3D Max, thanks to a double kill from Gravity and the information play from Body, Astralis have a chance here to respond to their first round loss and continue to build up T rounds, but if they concede this, money's going to be down to half-fight territory. And Body getting in the mix, standing in the fire. He's down to 2 HP. Here comes Stound off of Heaven. Body's committed into the cutout in mid. And there's Body getting still a headshot, and Gravity pushing through the cave smoke. It's Stound going down, and so Astralis have to play 3v5 right from the get-go here in round 6.
Body just like jiggle spam the smoke. He didn't even see anyone. He just took the shots. Low HP, took the risk.
And he got out.
Yeah, that's very nicely done. Mid control though to Astralis in this 3 versus 5, and during this transition, no eyes on middle for 3D Max. So information on how far Device and Cadian are scaling towards Red Room. Meanwhile, the defenders that fell back into Donut from middle have pushed towards A main. They'll clear all the way through, staying mobile and proactive on the map, likely to wrap around through middle.
Here comes Cadian charging through the smoke. Gravity able to pick up Cadian. Gabby hops up on top of the box. Good headshot. Gravity cast aside. Device is fully committed deep into red. Maka, the backside spotted. The taps come in a 2v3 situation with 35 seconds left. Astralis still can recover this, but difficult as Device has to make a risky play to cross quickly into the open and just take a straight-up fight against Lucky, which he loses and forces Yabby into the total 1v3. He's got that first headshot. Plank goes down on default, but the ramp flank coming in, the spam from Cave to distract. Yabby still looking towards CT, and because of that, Exercise gets an easy headshot on the walk up the ramp.
I thought Yabby jumped out of his seat because I jumped out of my seat a little bit on that kill.
That was a jump scare.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned 3 Max's aggression in some of the early rounds. Well, they realized that they have likely shattered Astralis' money, so not going for that super aggressive style right from the get-go, but here comes a little bit of aggression later into the round, but great read from Stare. Fantastic work from Stare. He gets both kills from the aggressive maneuver from 3D Max, and this has put Astralis in a great position because Cadian's also moved out A.
And Exercise hasn't even considered it. And now Cadian's going to move into Temple towards CT spawn. It's Lucky rotating over, and he seems aware of the possibility, but this is all down to timing. Cadian has found a seam in this defense he can exploit.
Oh, it's perfect. Round the back, line up the headshot. Commit the execution and grab the AK-47.
And you have to save if you're Body and Lucky. There's nothing you can do to try and recover this. You don't know where anyone is on the map. There could be lurkers at every step of the way. So time to just hunker down and try and save the weapons as Astralis is already on the hunt. Device goes down first. Now, if you want to, the one thing you don't want to do if you're Astralis is hunt too much too early and give away the opportunity for them to get back into the round. So everyone eases off after Device dies. And that'll be 5 for Astralis.
Well, this is a round where Cadian's able to find a gap and get a bit of alert going. Red smoke is in, Stare charging out middle, and this time Body will not make it safely to the cutout. As Stare, fantastic work to get that opening headshot.
That's an incredible shot. Like the switch over, the adjustment when you're just about to get blind as well. That's a beauty. Nice opening from Stare. 8-3. And now Gravity and Lucky have everything to do. MongolZ is going to commit Lucky to this fight. There's 3 players of Astralis, and they only need 2 of them. Stare and Yabby handle business. And the B bomb site exploited Exercise and Maka yet again with not much to do.
Yeah, you just had a long save, and it's a rough feeling to have to do it again, but it's the only option really available to them. They haven't got a foothold in this round. They're not close enough to do it, but Stow might put them out of their misery, you know? They might cancel that save pretty early on. Exercise going down, just leaving Maka here with the M4. Stown's still around here. Likely knows that Maka couldn't have gone far. Most likely with his teammate.
They actually might have been able to buy if they'd been able to keep both M4s. With Body and Lucky's money the way it is, we'll see where it is after the losing bonus, but Stown taking both away is going to negate any ideas of trying to force up around that. Yeah, if you kept the 2 M4s, I think they force buy, but everything's taken away, so likely a half buy for 3D Max, which against Astralis sometimes feels like it could be just as effective.
Sometimes I can feel there's a parallel between Elbow on Ancient and Banana on Inferno. Like if you're just the front guy in that, you're just getting naded, blasted, just trying to get that one pick and create the space.
Hey, B-Rush, here we go again. Cadian really taking the leash off. This is unreal. A-Rush last round, B-Rush this time. They get stalled out initially, but with that 1 kill, they're going to keep pressing forward. Nice job from Lucky. One more would be special. Everyone's blind. Everyone's held back for the moment. Bodies arrived. A little bit of spam. And Astralis starting to get comfortable now inside the site. It's theirs with that kill from Cadian.
Cadian's just fragging out with a bomb on his back. He's just fighting everybody. And eventually you'll have to... No, you can't plant there, buddy.
Wishful thinking.
Maybe. No one's tried it before. Bomb's gone down. Wall bang through the smoke. And suddenly a 1v1 again. Device has to clutch up. This round's so important for the half here for 3D Max. Can Maka pick it up? Device disappeared on his scope.
And now he feels a semblance of safety. He'll take the risk. But he might think Maka's gone for a big flank.
Just patiently waiting back in the cave corner. Maka not making any play yet, expecting the Device to walk into him, but this is costing crucial seconds. He has no util. No kid on his back. This is crazy. He's got to go. He's got to get that. Whoa! That's the way he does it. All right, Maka waits to the final seconds, then just runs in and no-scopes Device.
Looking for the jump up on top of the box. Lucky watching for the walk through the double doors. And Gravity, patient as always, is going to have his chance.
Yeah, very patient. Still standing in the same spot. Gets away with one on Device. Yabby waiting for his time to strike, but they've actually got eyes on that. Lucky just checking it every now and then.
You can't get out of this. Oh, and this down play.
This is coming back to help him out. This is huge. Wrapping around the back. Gravity's gone. Lucky pinned in the cubby. Yabby's still aware of this. He's going to go peek. He's going to hit the dink. And Lucky's still waiting, still fragging, still doing damage, but eventually forced out by Yabby. Bomb now arriving for the final B play of this half for Astralis. Oh, oops. Oh, this is a little awkward now for Katie. He has to fight his way out of the doors instead. And he's got that pick on Maka. Body just waiting for the crossover. Bomb still on the ground. Yabby has to fight his way forward and Exercise walks right through the smoke. Astralis grabbed their 9th round win on the T side.
And obviously now a massive hole to climb out of as well. Pistols live. Flashbang on Body and Maka. Insta smoke just thrown out towards Red Room right now. 4 players coming out middle for 3D Max, and it's a stack here for Astralis.
Lucky, Katie, and blow for blow. Here comes the overwhelming forces into the donut. Stown does very well to turn back and fight Body in mid. Stare relinquishing control of CT as he drops back and plays towards Temple instead. He'll group up with Device as they start to move forward. Gravity waiting for the peak as it all goes quiet. Here comes Stare forward right into the crosshair. Gravity's going to nail that one, no problem, but going to be aware there's more players coming through Temple. Device just diving out. They don't have the confirmed position of Stown, but soon Gravity will spot him and just swings for the final headshot.
Yeah, that's a great sequence from Gravity. Spectacular headshots in all 3 players. No one from Astralis can clear him out, so pistol round is there for 3D Max. Oh, 4 MAC-10s.
4 MAC-10s. Either going to be a lot of money.
And the AK's alone.
Or a lot of risk. The AK, yep, could fall into the hands of Astralis quite quickly here. Yabby decides rather to move forward, but Cadian's gone. Yabby burning, still makes that 5-7 sing. And the MAC-10 comes in, it should get a swift upgrade into that AK on the ground as well. So Maka collects it, Device is making his way over to the Temple. He's gonna land a banger on the Deagle. And the util comes in, will sever off his information flow, and Device is just pinned back.
Yeah, time to save these weapons. You know it's going to be a full save for Astralis in the next round, so they'll just use these deagles and armor all over again. 3D Max. Looked a little sketchy, looked like there could be some difficulty with the double push in A main, but they handle it just fine.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching their style.
Yeah, I really enjoyed, I think earlier in the season as well, first event of the year, they had a really cool train CT side. It was one of the first times you got to see train.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we know, hyper aggressive,
yeah,
pushing into everything.
Aggressive. It was against FlyQuest, and FlyQuest just, they struggled so bad, but it was just such a cool way to watch. It was a suffocating style of Counter-Strike. Here comes Device, ready to peek into the red room. Lucky, edging ever closer. Device, he's not going to fall for it. He wants to come and get more of the action, and actually sends that shot sailing too far left. And here's Stown, only one from that cave push, so Device is rotating back over to B. He's also worried about that red room, but his teammates have arrived to cover that issue off, so Device can focus his resources on committing to defend his B bomb site, but as soon as he comes back, Exercise nails the headshot. Device has nowhere to go, and suddenly Astralis fall to just 2 players, and they're getting flanked. Everything right now going right for 3D Max until that pick from Yabi. Cadian with a MAC-10, trying to win it alone. There's an upgrade on the ground, and he actually moves forward, but he's fumbling through. He got another MAC-10, and now he's got the AK. Lucky in front of him, and the pick comes in. Cadian actually wins it. How does he win it? I have no idea how he got away with that, Jason.
I can't believe he sticks the landing and pulls it out.
Device just running a shot out from long, trying to sell the fact maybe the rifle is in there. Stairs swings, not able to make the most of it. He gets taken out by gravity. Okay, Device with 2 smoke shots. That is much better from Device. And that has put his team in a real solid spot to try and close this round out in their favor.
Sold out the bomb plan as well, which allows everyone on the defense from Astralis' side to get very comfortable. Body has the bomb.
Yeah, he doesn't feel comfortable to plant just yet, but Device is swing into the open.
Lord.
Body bags 2. And now Cadian left 1v2. Bomb can go down shortly. And once again, they ask Cadian to clutch.
That's filthy from Body. Cadian hears the sound cues, but he's going to wait for the plant where he might have a one-on-one.
Plant is coming in now, but moves into the open. Lucky just transitions out to wrap Body with a peek. Instant response from Lucky.
Looks so casual, too. Those are some stone-cold shots out towards long. Peeker's advantage be damned.
Astralis playing aggressive into Jag. They're going to swing out of the smoke, and Stown makes it work. Gravity down, and so the reaction for 3D Max isn't to stand around and fight that. They want to take space and go into Donut, but they're about to barrel into a 3-man setup on this A site. Great chance for Astralis to steal this one away. Upgraded weapon on the ground, but it's not even needed. Clean shots in the 5-7. Yabi making it work and finally cast away by Maka, but it's a 1v4 needed from the Frenchman. He'll go to the AK. And Cadian pinned back. He's got his teammate Shadow give it away his position, but Cadian just swings on it. And Astralis have fallen victim so many times over the last couple of days to low buys. Quick run in towards Stown. AK positioned and poised to get a double kill, but it's just the one for Stown and overrun by the Tech-9s, and the Tech-9s are proving pretty lethal. They've got 2 kills so far.
As they hold the phone, you didn't think this was going to be a nice, casual, easy victory, did you?
Yeah.
Like you knew there was going to be some shenanigans.
Looks like they've recovered it here, Astralis. Lucky doing what he can, but smoke spam down by Cadian. 3 players from Astralis lost in that round, but regardless, they've won the round. They put themselves up to map points.
3D Max over MongolZ, Astralis over FaZe on day 1.
Here goes Yabi up into red, Lucky to peek him. A further step in the right direction here from Astralis. Device keeping it clean inside of Donut. And after a one-sided defeat on Dust 2 in terms of scoreline, Astralis able to bounce back here on Ancient. 13-7 victory, a map that is clearly comfortable inside of their map pool. And we've got Inferno as that 3rd and final, Jace.
Yeah, it felt once again, Ancient just feels so clinical for this team. Really solid calling from Katie, and I like the style on the T side and obviously closing things out emphatically on the defensive side of things. Astralis looking good on map 2, but they've got Inferno next. An early sound cue.
Yeah.
Device hasn't reacted. He'll wait for the utility to come over the wall.
Heavy dismount. And Device primes his dual Berettas. Here comes the utility. Device into the open, and no kill for Device. Yabby climbs up on top of the coffin. It opens up and swallows him whole as Lucky gets 2 frags in for 3D Max. The pistol's done in favor of the French.
Yeah, nice combo with the smoke break and the flashbang coming over as well. Device with those dualies trying to play behind it with all that ammunition he can rattle off so quickly, just gets wrecked. Good shot from Stair, but it's going to be a losing effort. Pistol round for 3D Max off a very standard B exec. Second round full investment for Astralis.
Yeah, and a CT out here for Cadian.
Yeah, and taken down first. Jumps up on the logs, runs out of bullets. However, the follow-up spam from the MP9 does great damage. Takes out Lucky, brings body to 20 HP. And Astralis is getting a jump on the rotate over.
Probably going to lose everything, but there is a timing that can get in behind them quickly. It's not like the bomb's gone down already, so they can actually go for this.
Yeah, you're going to go see what happens in this first engagement, right?
Dude,
right
look at
here.
this.
If you get this kill, you're going to continue the retake. If you struggle with it, maybe not, but they move forward.
Oh, great work. Kill comes in. Gravity takes his own teammate out, but he's got 2 kills. He got Bloodlust.
Look at the HP on both the 3D Max players. Gravity at 19, Body at 20.
If they can run the clock down, it's a big factor here. Boost is a nice idea.
Risky.
It is risky, but let's see if he's able to pull it off. Gravity's got a hot hand, and it's going to be 1 extra kill. Now, Body at the back of Nubox. Device is going to know exactly where he is due to the boost, and so he can run him down with the low HP and the headshot again. Body is lights out in those kind of headshots. We've seen it on Ancient with that double kill out long side, and he does it again here at Nubox.
Yeah, just stellar work.
He's established control. Mac is alongside of him. And they're going to just start dumping nades immediately. This is a quick decision to go into the B bomb site here for 3D Max. Astralis is going to be ready for it. Great grenade. Plucks Lucky out. And here's Yabby up on top of first Oranges. So far, not so good for this attack from 3D Max.
Yeah, very ambitious call. I have to imagine called from spawn that they just wanted to kind of run up and brute force this B bomb site. And boy, do they get destroyed.
Cadian waiting. Here comes Gravity on the peak. Cadian gets back around the corner just in time. 35 seconds to make this final play work for 3D Max. Utility put in place. Molotov to the back of the site. CT cross smoke deployed.
Hey, they found a way in.
And they have forced their way in. Now Maka needs to do the heavy lifting. And unfortunately for the side of 3D Max, he is cast away almost immediately. So cancel the plank, go for the fight. Bomb down 15 seconds. Exercise just can't do enough. And Astralis' initial B hold was strong enough to stop that round from really going anywhere.
It was that safety net if he was to get pressured to be able to drop it and force them to go through, but now they've got a clear line of sight.
Oh, Cadian. MP9, he can rapidly melt your opponents, but Stown and Device, they step up together. Device goes down at CT after just 1, and so Maka is going to move in on that. Exercise cutting off rotations. Stair trying to get back, but Exercise is going to fall back in towards Arch. And
the bomb's alone in the site.
Yeah, this is a very awkward scenario. Stown is still prowling around the ruins, and there has to be a commitment to the plant soon. And so the bomb does go down, but Exercise is still at Library, and I think that element of confusion has kept Stair here.
And Device,
they need to move in.
And excuse me, Stown has no HP. He'd love to do something, but doesn't have the health.
Yeah, now Body, good dink. Great dink. He's looking to try and close it. If he's able to close it out, P250 out towards Banana, and now Stown moving in on low HP in front of him wasn't enough to get it done. Now Stown is looking towards CT, but Exercise has already moved, and the sound cues. There's Stown on low HP, still pulls it off for Astralis. Device is in his comfortable spot at short with that AWP, where he does some of his best work. Earlier in the half, we've seen some quicker calls for 3D Max, in particular towards that B bomb site, but slowing things down. And a great smoke spam here for Lucky. Stown's not going to be too happy about that, and they've lost one of their biggest players here, Astralis. Device did not get back into the site. Fortunately for Device, they didn't peek that corner because he would have died. Oh God!
He's gonna die anyways.
Oh, that's a horrible round.
Yeah, it's a really rough. He got rattled and never got back into it.
What?
Here's the switch up to the A bomb site, and boy, does it work.
Dude, he just jumps up. It's the headshot while jumping onto the truck.
Yeah, man, Device got all sorts of discombobulated in that round.
Yeah, that round just sucks for Astralis on so many levels. Stown gets spammed down through the smoke in Banana. obviously weakens the defense.
That's part of what allows Gravity to make that decision, is the knowledge that you killed the B defender and the A support rotator is going to have leaned to the B bomb site that early in the rounds.
Here's Maka going for a top mid peek. Device sends the nade back his own direction, but Stan will land his.
That one's understandable. Didn't want to get caught on the repeat by MongolZ. Unfortunately, that's the idea, because the attack is going in the other direction. It will be right at Device in his AWP.
Here's the flash out towards CT, but Device goes for the pick. Can't land it, goes back again. Also a missed shot. Third time lucky. No scope up next, but can't connect it. And Cadian at least getting one through as that smoke was dispersed for just a moment. But does he go through it? He does. But to his death, not to success, and the plant starts to come in for 3D Max. Astralis, due to that kill from Cadian, still one player up, but remember, Yabby's on 1 HP.
Oh.
Exercise gets a double kill, grenade to remove Yabby, and then Stair comes in on the cleanup regardless. Look how far he's going.
Yeah, so Stound's just like, all right, I'll see if you're here this round, and you're not, so now I know what's happening on the map.
Well, if Device can slow them down, which he doesn't on the first attempt, then this allows Stound's flank to become even more important. Here's the fight. Oh my god. He did not make the most of it. Mac actually just jumped right by.
He got the information that it's a fake, though. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to get players in position to do anything about it. Stair was left on an island all on his own, now smoked off, now bomb being planted.
And they know that Stound's still around here. In fact, reconfirmed by Maka, and that's got to be very frustrating for Stound. You get all that space, you get the flank going, you think you're about to get the perfect timing through the banana flank, and then suddenly Maka runs back past your crosshair. You get involved in this awkward fight. Your element of surprise is gone. For clean air through your nostrils.
Increased performance.
Increased brain capacity.
All right, Deva, give me a mid pick. Give me this pick down.
Here he is.
Oh, he's not going wide.
Well, probably a good decision not to do so, because then he can go back again, and Maka walks right into him. So Device grabs the opening pick of the round. Yabby committed behind the sandbags. His teammate sending a flash over, and Lucky gone off the top, off the wall. Lovely from Yabby.
Just a Velociraptor with that posture.
I like that.
Destroys everyone. Exercise gonna try and make his play up middle. It's all they've got. Device steps into the shot, and so quickly, 1 minute and 15 seconds, and it's a 1v5 for Gravity.
It's a save for Gravity.
With the two maps previously, you know, completely different win rates. 3D Max dominant on the first map, Astralis dominant on the second map. This was always supposed to be a closer affair, and the teams are delivering for us now. Lucky as an opening kill, traded back by Stound's Molotov. Yeah, one lurker up mid, just throwing out utility to show bracket control and top mid control. It's keeping two defenders frozen, but Astralis is never going to break up this 2-2 split.
So it's a two-man setup to defend the B bomb site. Device and Cadian. Cadian's going to be the man on the AWP. Device with the AK close at first oranges.
And if you're the B defenders in this round, you're pretty certain it's coming to your bomb site at the end of the day. With all the gunfire, ooh, good molly.
No.
Now you're certain, now Device knows.
And Device just put out his utility a little bit too early, so now it's stand and fight and hope you can show some might. And well, for Device, it's nothing. So Lucky clears out the B bomb site. It's a save call for the remaining members of Astralis going into the last round of the half. And yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Cadian that Molly comes in while he's on 2 HP. He just burns.
Yeah, no chance to get out in time whatsoever.
No one expected this.
What's he doing with that?
But Bodies brought it to the table. The P90 makes its appearance here in Bucharest. And Body is barraging his way up Banana. And the P90 unleashes fury. Great opening. Yabby gone. Cadian cast away. And we've got Stound, the sole hope for Astralis. And that is really it. 3v2 now. Retake required for Astralis. Actually, they've stopped the plan from going down so far.
You get killed by a P90 and you're just like, what's going on? What's happening? Good nade.
Down.
Oh, Body survives. 2 health for himself as all the Molotovs and fire rain in. Device over the top looking to turn this around.
Give us one more, Body. No, he's not able to get it this time on the P90, but Device looks to clutch. 1v2. He got the first kill, I believe, while his teammate was still up. So look to close this. Flash goes over the top of the CT smoke. Device expecting an aggressive play, but not happening.
This is good, though, from Device. He's delayed this long enough for the smoke to fade away.
And also to sort of put some thoughts into the heads of 3D Max. He could have wrapped around ruins.
Well, they're trying to do the same thing to him right now. They're trying to make it feel like there's a potential they just fell back and went to the A bomb site. So at some point, Device, you have 2 options. At some point, you're going to have to start peeking and jiggling for some information, or you just take the gamble. You call the bluff and you just say, I'm going to sit here and not peek.
Here's the information play. Oh, well, peeks into the open and a great shot from Lucky. Patience pays off.
Which is a shame because this is the event where the top 4 teams are gone. And you're looking at teams like MongolZ and Aurora to say, this is your time.
Yeah, these are the kind of tournaments where you really want to see MongolZ grab it and take some big steps.
Ooh, nice shot.
Great shot.
Without Vitality, without Spirit, without Mouse here, like this might be your best chance all year to lift a trophy in some sense.
Oh, straight through the smoke. Stow not going to be happy about that. So Astralis have lost 2 players early in this pistol round before it really feels like it's ever started. He's throwing out smoke to his teammate. Cadian's going to get the Molotov lined up, but not towards the pit. He's actually mollied Stair. So Stair's going to have to go through his own teammate's Molotov, and that has not exactly worked out. Plan Cadian denied.
Yeah, like a little pixel throw, and obviously it bounces to the worst possible. That's a pistol round Astralis don't want to remember.
And it's cooled off too, because I remember halfway through the first half saying, "Wow, he's 11-4," and now he's 14-9. So they just haven't been shooting back. Cadian inside of the smoke, great play over the top, a little bit of a risk and perfect reward. Save call for 3D Max on A.
Yeah, that's a nice, easy, old school play as well. That's been around for years. So Body and Lucky not respecting it, and Cadian cracks things open. As far as first gun rounds go of getting on track to start a comeback, this is as good as you could hope for. No one's died, nobody's gone down. 2 really easy openings in Banana, and a free 6th round on the board.
Actually allowing Yabby to hunt a little bit here. There isn't a whole lot of money for Astralis, but need to inflict some damage in their minds. Mac is AWP, not going to be stopped. They're going to continue throwing bodies at this. They could end up being very expensive for Astralis, who haven't stabilized in the economic realms, whereas 3D Max have plenty of cash left over.
Yeah, I like this call to back off the hunt, although they are leaving Stown to go for it over in Halls, who's very close up. He heard the op scope in. He wants to catch Exercise, and he will. Oh.
There's a 20-liter backpack right there. That fits a lot in it, Jason.
And a plastic bag. There was a plastic bag as well to carry some goods.
Whoever it is, they're
Although
prepared.
I don't know why you'd carry your goods in a plastic bag when you've got a 20-liter bag. And the entire T-side, the entire Astralis attack is here as well. No one in Banana, no one looking for a Banana push at top mid ramp. All 5 players working up mid and Halls.
Here goes Maka. Swinging towards short, gap at top mid, spotted, down, drop, goes back again. This time, a bullet to the head from Stair, who doesn't stop, and in fact has his next fight against Exercise, who's under a lot of pressure, but fortunately has a great teammate in Gravity. Exercise is out of ammo though, but Gravity stepping up again to defend him, and Cadian was tagged early by the AWP, so does not have the health to funnel out of the apartments, and has to back away and hang on to this AK-47.
And it's okay as long as he hangs on to the AK. If he loses it, he's going to be a little bit hurt for what he can
Doesn't look like he's going to get away with it, honestly. Look how close they are. They're swarming him. Surely they get his scent soon.
This might be the last place you look, though. Hiding in plain sight is Cadian.
Is it? It's true.
Oh.
But he moves out of plain sight into very plain sight.
All right, 11-6. All the guns taken away. Cadian stuck on 3,400.
Body all the way down Banana. Mac has got the peek over towards T-stairs. He can even flick to the left side here quite swiftly. Mac will do exactly that. Body to rattle shots to the chest of Cadian. Then Maka will seal it with a collateral. It is Yabby to do everything. 1v5. Maka is not looking likely to let him pass here. There's the pick, and Maka's 4K. He is very happy with the work he has just put down on B. 1 AK in the hands of Stair, Galil for Yabby, Deagle for Cadian, Mac 10 for Stalin, and a measly Tech 9 in the hands of Device. But Stair, okay. I mean, that is a pretty sick shot to kick off this round. And he's going again, his second one through the smoke. Maka gone, but Gravity just deathmatching his way down middle is keeping them in this, but Device had to find that kill and does so through the sky with a Mac 10.
And Lucky's going to back off. Flashbang comes in. Here's some footsteps. He's got plenty of utility, but doesn't want to use them just yet.
Ooh,
Flashbang comes out.
It's huge. Lucky able to close out Arcadian. Couldn't close the map though. An Exercise comes damn close, but Stare, with barely any HP, opens and closes the round. Could be the end of the series. All 13-7 score lines on the maps if it closes here. Here comes the play into it. Maka and Lucky. 2 kills between them. Astralis fall to just 3 remaining members. There's a play coming in towards top mid from Yabi, trying to create some space to the Mac-10.
Lucky's already rotating back, and even if Lucky calls this clear because he won't see anyone, it's such a strong position from Exercise with the Mag-7. Okay, Yabi just stays. He's like, I have the foothold, I have the information, I have the vision. It feels like everyone's rotated off. I haven't seen anything. You have to realize there's the possibility of someone over in pit.
Well, Yabi losing most of his health. The Mag-7 able to close out that kill, second in as well. And Device, the grenade lands right on top of him. And he gets shut down at range from the Mag-7. 3D Max topple an Astralis who struggle with firepower. 13-7 score lines on all 3 maps.